Alright YouTube, welcome back. Jarvis's Auto and Fabrication. So, we've got a 2003, September of 03, Super Duty F250 in the shop. We have a fabulous, wonderful 6-liter. Symptoms. We have, starts and runs good when cold. After it starts warming up, it lacks power, starts missing, and will eventually die. Did a engine code test, pulled up some codes. We had a cylinder 8 contribution and EGR command fault, and I believe that's it. I initially was not going to put this on YouTube, but you know, I figure I need to start posting some videos. Let me turn this radio down just a little bit here. There we go. So basically, I have 39 videos of doing a turbo on my truck. Did some fabrications with the exhaust back pressure valve, and I made it cable operated, and eventually it's going to be pneumatically operated through cable, but I got the cable portion installed. And the only reason why I'm telling you this and going off book of this 2003 that's in the shop now is just so you guys have something to look forward to. And I kind of screwed up. I filmed all those obviously in 39 different clips, and it's probably, oh god, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 hours long. Who knows? I mean, I spent a lot of time on it. So I gotta edit all that. So instead of shooting them all in clips and putting them all as one video or putting them up as several videos, I figure on this project here that I'm gonna start recording and post this on YouTube, but it's gonna be in a several part series. So you're gonna see the work that I do that's gonna get posted to YouTube when I get done with it on a daily or bi-daily basis, or you know, however it ends up being. So anyway, yeah, the symptoms of this truck, let's get back on track here. It is lack of power, dying, and no boost. So, oh wow, that light's really bright through the camera. Okay, so as you can see, I got a little bit taken away. I got the little shield thingy right here, it goes over the fan, and I got the EGR taken out there. I don't know how well you can see in there. Move the light over to this side. Yeah. Still ain't doing it much justice. Okay, so I will do that instead. So tell me if you guys can see that okay. So the intake, it doesn't look too bad. It looks pretty good. You can see the side. There you can see on the. I try hard to look through the phone at the same time. You can see the bottom boss where the O-ring goes, and then the middle one there where the other one goes. But the valleys in between doesn't look too bad. I mean, I'm still going to scrape it out a little bit and clean it up. I got the EGR valve soaking in some solution there, and just up to the base of it, where it mounts onto the intake. I don't want to get any up into the electrical part of it. And I hear cleaning them, you can, and it has been successful, and other times it has not, and you have to replace it. So I figure I'm going to go ahead and clean it anyway. The cylinder 8 contribution test could be also throwing that code. So what I did is I filled this up with fuel, the reservoir here. And let's get it to focus. There we go. And turn it over. Take the plug off the firewall there. Oh, come on, phone. That's why I use the video camera. Why the hell is it not focusing? Focus, you son of a biscuit. Anyway, you got the plug right there. And right now it is right there. And then you put it over to the battery, and you got that stud sticking up right there. You put it on that stud. Just like, let's see, make sure there's no wires in the way. So you take it and you put it Put it over the stud just like that. Turns it over and did a bubble test, and guess what we had? You guessed it, bubbles. So Fords, as you're looking at the motor, 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7. So if it's number 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, it's going to be the last injector. Compression coming up, going through the injector nozzle, coming back through the fuel system, thus causing bubbles in the fuel filter housing. Just double check and make sure that it was the driver's bank and not the passenger bank. I took the fuel line off right there, that attaches to there. I took that off and installed a cap. Now this is a hydraulic cap. I want to say it's, shoot, I'm not sure what size this guy is, doesn't say on it, but I want to say it's like a number 2, but do not quote me on that. It's almost the size of a 3/8 cap, but it is not a pipe thread, or yeah, pipe thread. It's actually a hydraulic thread. So it's tapered on the inside for a hydraulic line, but you screw it on, snug it up with a wrench, and it'll keep the bowl from leaking. So I did that. I put that cap on the passenger nipple because this is the passenger fuel line, which goes down to comes down and goes to that banjo bolt right there. And apparently you can put 6 4-liter banjo bolts in there and has better fuel flow. Holes are bigger in the drill outs. So anyway, put that bolt on there, filled it back up with fuel, cranked it over, and guess what we had? You guessed it again, bubbles. So definitely on the driver's side. But just for the hell of it, I'm going to reinstall that fuel line back to the passenger side port. And I'm going to take the driver's side one off, which, come on, focus, damn you, which is right, see if I can get my finger to point, right there. That is the feed line from the tank. That is the pressure line to the driver's head. The other one that you just seen over here is the passenger feed. And then this one on the far right here is your fuel pressure regulator. So this regulates, say, 50-ish PSI, 45, 50 PSI, maybe 60, depends on what kind of spring you got in there. So this pressurizes up, and then whatever exerts the pressure of spring that you have in there, say you have a 50-pound spring, once it overcomes 50 pounds, we get fuel pressure coming down that line, returns back to tank. That's how a fuel system works. So if you want to increase your fuel system pressure to the injectors, which can cause your motor to run a little bit better or a little more efficient, I did it to my 7.3, and I increased it from, I think stock was 45, and I put a 65-pound spring in there, or well, regulator, and mine's just a tiny little button that goes into a housing. It's nothing very big at all. But anyway, you get compression coming out of here because this is the feed to the heads. So you got your inlet right there, right at the tip of my fingernail. Inlet port comes in the side, got the side drill cut out, fills the bowl up full of fluid in the filter, and then it filters and goes through the center and pressurizes out the 2 lines and goes to the heads. So if you get a bad injector, you get compression from the cylinder, which compression, say between 300 and 400 psi of compression in each cylinder. Obviously the compression overweighs the fuel system pressure, so it backtracks, thus coming into the fuel bowl, and we get bubbles. So I am going to put you on pause. I'm going to switch the lines, we'll put the cap on, and we'll do another bubble test and see if the bubbles go away. If the bubbles do go away, that definitely makes sure that it is on the driver's side, that my problem is on the driver's side. And then to narrow down number 8 injector, just to make sure, we are going to pull the glow plugs out one at a time until we get to number 8, and as soon as bubbles disappear on whatever cylinder they stop on, it will be the cylinder that has the bad injector. because instead of putting compression back through the fuel system, we'll just be blowing it out the injector, or not the injector, sorry, the glow plug hole. So yeah, basically be wastegating the compression right out the glow plugs. So okay, I'll show you more in just a minute. Let me switch the lines. Alright, got the passenger line off, or I mean the driver's line off, got the plug on. Now we're gonna fill the bowl. Don't mind got my stuff in the way here. Back over to the truck. Yeah, stand up here. See if we can get you to see it. Alright, you can kind of see the fuel bowl. Oh, good timing. Okay, after you do that, take the key. Right there. Now you know for a fact, the truck will not start. Either that or put the key in your pocket. Alright. Don't mind those bubbles that's coming from, if you look really carefully. Put the light behind it, maybe you can see it better. You can see it coming, for fuck's sakes. There you go. See it coming out of this supply port there. So I wouldn't worry much about that. It's just because I sucked the reservoir dry so I could put the plug on without fuel dumping all over the engine in my shop. So we'll give this a second, wait for that to clear. And then, alright, you can see that pretty good. Alright, I'm doing this with my Samsung phone, so sorry about the quality. Alright, here we go. We don't want to see any bubbles. Clear the bubbles off of the center post there. Alright, here we go. See if any bubbles happen. I'm thinking no. Alright, that's definitely the driver's side. Alright, let's suck this reservoir dry. Be right back. Okay, we're back. We are going to suck this reservoir dry. And this is also a video that's going to come up on YouTube. This is my vacuum pump / compressor build out of a York 210 compressor. And basically everything you see here is all fabricated. Got the motor from a conveyor belt system for a lumber mill, and made the bracket and the plate and the handles. And yeah, before I was using my air compressor and screwing a fitting on the suction port of my air compressor, but it was becoming pretty hard on the air compressors. So here we got the pressure port on this, and this is the vacuum side, and right now I'm hooked to the vacuum side because, well, I use this pump for charging AC systems, or, well, not charging, pulling a vacuum on the system. And that's kind of my conglomerated thing out of some hydraulic line and whatnot. But anywho, this is a different project we're on, so we'll start it up. And then this is to engage the clutch. I'm sure you heard that. Alright, we got her spinning. Now we got some vacuum going on here. See if I can do this one-handed without pulling my hose. Of course, it's wanting to bind up here. Oh, sorry. Trying to get up on my block here. Maybe I can hold that in there without it falling over. Alright, of course the light is too much. Look at that. Sucks it right into the bottle. Does a really good job. go around the whole perimeter here. Get all the fuel out. See if I can get you a little better shot in there. Without tipping my bottle over. Alright. There you go. All it is, just a couple nipples stuffed in there. Good old mason jar. Alright, let me see if I can get off here without hurting myself. Having to step on the block, then my riding mower tire. Alright. Kill that. Just engage the clutch. Put that there for now. Now we got a cleaned out fuel ball. Alright. Now I'm gonna see if I can't find a plug to go right there, or not a plug but a fitting, so I can do a fuel pressure test on this later. I want to see, there was a reason that fuel injector quit working, and it either quit working because of stiction or cavitation. So we're gonna find out, and need to cover all my bases here. You don't want to look stupid in front of a customer and say, well, why did my injector fail? Well, I don't know, it just happens. I mean, everything happens for a reason. So, I mean, these 6 liters, they do have injector problems. They have EGR problems, EGR cooler problems, FICM problems, which on the 03 model is kind of, you can see it. Oh, there's my FICM right there. Just knocked the degas bottle hose off. You just got it kind of sitting there right now. I don't want it spitting fluid all at me. Man, that light is bright. Okay, lost my train of thought here. Alright, I will be back and I'll show you more. Give me a minute.